It's a dream chased by thousands of Brits each year.
Number one's the weather.
Heading to Europe to set up new lives and businesses in the sun.
Are you ready?
They're seduced by gorgeous scenery.
It's just about the space out here. There's so much space.
Year-round sun and a better, cheaper way of life.
Our living room in London, you'd fit in 4 times.
But how easy is it to turn the dream into a reality?
Money's dripping in and flooding out.
In this series, we follow those expats as they say goodbye Blighty
I think I'm full.
and begin their new lives,
Ba-da-bum.
setting up bars and restaurants in Spain,
That's what we're talking about, girlfriend.
gîtes and B&Bs in France,
Totally and utterly out of my depth.
when nothing is ever as simple as it sounds.
It's probably not good for my blood pressure, this.
It can fail, but it won't fail. Not if I've got anything to do with it.
On today's show, as they prepare to open their new bar in Spain,
How much?
these great escapers try to break through the language barrier.
If there's a sign that says $8.99, you can say that. Done.
Very good, darling. If I put those on, it actually makes your job look a lot better.
A husband and wife team build their dream house in France.
We've got a hand-picked selection of the best builders available. Helen and me. Oh, there's the other foot, darling.
One small, one large. I'm never going to assume.
And one tough businessman finally cracks.
You're not scared, are you? Absolutely, yes, I am.
The Costa del Sol, southern Spain, one of the most laid-back countries in the world. According to a recent report, Spanish people devote on average 16 out of 24 hours a day to relaxation, eating, drinking and sleeping. But the Jones family from Wigan have decided they want a piece of the Spanish action and have just bought the licence for this bar.
Well, kids, this is ours. We've got to make it.
Yeah, we'll make it easy.
I've always loved Spain. I've been coming here since I was about 6 and I feel at home here. I've never really felt at home in any of the other countries that I've been to.
Once they're open, they plan to attract customers with their unique mix of British food and dance music.
We're hoping to be that destination pub. Oh, that bar, it's brilliant. Let's go back there.
Well, those old ones are working, you sat there.
About time.
Despite having no water or electricity, last week the Joneses started renovations on the pub. They only have €1,500 left in their budget, so they'll have to spend their money wisely.
We're on a big budget shoestring.
By the skin of our teeth.
Yeah, very much so.
But once we get going and we can open up, the more we spend money, the more we'll be making money. We'll literally be speculating to accumulate.
But the renovations are now on hold. They need to stump up more money for the rent on their new house.
We now have a big problem as we needed your deposit for our deposit.
As there's been a misunderstanding between the English landlord and the Spanish estate agent.
I've no money. I've no money spare that I can give.
If Wendy pays the extra €500, she might not have enough left to open the bar.
What a mess.
But if she doesn't pay, their dream of a life in the sun may come to a sudden end as they face being evicted.
When you've only got so much, you've only got so much. You have to live by your budget.
Within just 3 hours of moving in and not knowing whether they will ever come back to this house, the Joneses return to the estate agent to see if there's any room for negotiation.
Well, we've gone to see if we can sort out what the actual owner of the house wants. So it's either she says, right, give me what you can and pay the rest in instalments, or we can't have the house, simple as. We're stuffed, basically.
You have to pay me now 500 more.
What are our options now? Because obviously
The only option is that you pay the 500 euros now. Ellos te van a pagar ese otro mes.
You need to learn the language.
One little tiny little misunderstanding.
If you don't cross the
Goes.
T's and if you don't cross the T's and dot the I's, you're buggered.
Yeah.
I'm happy to get the 500 to her as soon as I physically can. Because obviously we're coming into the season now and we should be earning.
After 90 minutes of intense haggling by Wendy and Becca, their efforts finally pay off. The landlord agrees to give the Joneses some breathing space.
They are strong women and they've got broad shoulders. I will put my foot in when I'm positive that they need it. Because if I do it prematurely, that's it. All hell breaks loose.
We've got from the 8th to the 13th to come up with €500, pretty much 4 weeks to get that money. I need a drink too.
The new agreement with the landlord means the Joneses won't be homeless and can keep on living the dream.
As far as it goes in the contract, we don't pay that 500 anymore, but if we miss our deadline date of paying every month, we have to vacate the property immediately. I didn't understand. It's so confusing.
So now they can get on with buying fittings for the bar.
Will he take credit card?
Do you take card? Credit card? See? Right.
And James is keen to avoid any further misunderstandings about money today.
If you don't know $8.99 in their language, if there's a sign that says $8.99, you can say that. Done. You know, language barrier broken, done.
If only you could have done that with the landlord. Back at the villa, the relieved family can unpack. Again.
All I want is a cold drink.
I was frightened we were going to be homeless tonight. We've got no choice now, we've got to make it home.
As soon as them stuff come out of the car, they ain't going back in, I'm sorry.
No, okay.
Agreed?
Yes, son-in-law. Next big challenge, the bar.
Yeah.
But we'll deal with that tomorrow. I don't want to think about that tonight.
90 kilometres down the road on the Costa del Sol, the town of Fuengirola was a traditional fishing port, which has now become one of southern Spain's main tourist destinations. This country has the second highest number of bars per inhabitants, the first being Cyprus.
You are so rude.
It's now home to best friends of 15 years, Gary Adamson and Karen Hiles, who've ploughed all their savings into opening Sam's Bar.
€6, thank you. Thank you. I'm very happy at this moment in time. Life couldn't be better.
12 months ago, Karen, we had nothing.
Nothing.
Life is good.
We're living the dream.
Living the dream. We're happy.
No,
Yeah,
we're happy. Yeah,
we're happy.
definitely.
Right, that's it. Finished now. Lovely, thank you.
But after a great start to the season,
Get it!
they've suffered a power cut.
2 phases are working, 1 phase isn't. Obviously, it's affected business this evening because we've got to turn people away.
Today, an electrician has come to try and identify what has gone wrong with the power supply.
I don't want to risk anything. The electrician is actually now in the main box. There is a dodgy wire in there which he thinks that could be the problem. So he's actually just testing all the different areas in the box now. So fingers crossed he can resolve the problem. Any luck?
This cable
Yes.
is very hot.
Hot,
It's
too much.
power, this
Too
cable.
much, yeah.
Today you work.
Ah, thank you, thank you.
It seems like he's fixed the fuse box.
Let's try the till, hold on.
Now time to test if it works.
Let's try this one. Yes, 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 yes. Alfonso. It's actually a big fuse that's gone. It's controlling everything on the back line there. And we think that we're feeding too much into that one fuse. It's actually burnt out. Yes! We can hear a buzz. So, temporary fix for today to get us up and running. And then tomorrow, I'll come back and get us up and running properly. But we have a temporary fix for today, so we're going to be operational, which is really, really good news. This one's not working still. That's the only one that's not working. I'm not worried. No, that's one. No, that's one. Oh, no, that's not. It else if you turn the switch on.
Thankfully, Gary and Karen can now concentrate on making the most of the summer season. It's now mid-June when an estimated 1 million tourists descend on the Costa del Sol from all over Europe.
That's what happens when you're in your first year of your business, you get them full bloody sugar at them. Oh, here comes the boss.
There's no rest for these business partners.
You look good and fresh today. I was joking.
It's 6 a.m. and Gary and Karen are hoping the start of another busy day. Sam's might have enjoyed some early success, but Gary and Karen can't rest on their laurels.
Not having your breakfast? It's because you don't do mornings.
With over 500 bars waging a daily battle for customers, they are monitoring online rankings to measure their popularity.
So we get a lot of business on the back of TripAdvisor. It's a very powerful tool, isn't it? It is. I mean, when we first opened on it, we were ranked 602 at the time.
And now Gary and Karen want to climb all the way to the top spot on the list.
But number one, they've got like 300 odd reviews, you know? I mean, and they're well worthy of it, obviously.
Today, there's a chance for Gary and Karen to cash in on an important day of celebrations. On the 23rd of June each year, the festival of San Juan or St. John is celebrated across Spain to mark the arrival of the summer solstice.
San Juan starts the official summer season. It also coincides with the children finishing school. Everybody congregates on the beach. But everyone's on the beach and they're partying and drinking, and on the back of that, with so many people around, you hope if you can have just a little bit of that pie.
Gary and Karen are counting on San Juan to bring in business and give them a chance to improve their online rating. But with most of the tourists opting for a meal on the beach, it's a slow start to the day. Will Gary and Karen manage to attract some of the tourists? Or will the San Juan festival prove to be a washout?
Tonight, say, we really don't know how it's going to go tonight.
The Haute Vienne department in the green heart of France, with 83 million tourists flocking to enjoy its sunshine, food and wine, this is officially the most visited country in the world. For Matt and Helen Bradley and their 3 sons, building a new life across the Channel has been all about making a change. Before they left London, Matt was a jobbing actor and Helen was a stay-at-home mum.
We wanted out. We were on a council estate in southeast London and thought we just kind of wanted, you know, a different type of life, really. So we came to Matt's uncle's gîte and then just never went, really, did we?
It was just getting too stressful, you know, one life, you know. And so we ducked out.
After moving to France, Matt and Helen set up their own construction firm.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there's your other foot, darling.
Matt, that actually nearly did.
No, I'm sorry. Sorry, that was irresponsible.
But after an injury, Matt had to wind up the business.
I couldn't move my shoulder, and I got rid of everyone. And so I was trying to build with one arm. So I went to my physio and said, could you write a letter for me? So I read the letter that she wrote for me, and it said, he's as close to a breakdown and depression as I've ever seen. I said, all right. That's enough. Just the first couple of the lines would have been all right.
Matt and Helen are currently trying to get their finances in order. They've bought a gîte, which provides income from May to September, but they are down to their last €6,000. They are building their own house, and to cut costs, they've already moved in.
You're very good, darling. If I put those on, it actually makes your job look a lot better. We've got a hand-picked selection of the best builders available working on our house at the moment, which is Helen and me.
And Matt.
And so we've done everything, literally everything from foundations up to roof.
The gîte brings some money in, but without the building business, the Bradleys need another source of income. But Matt has a plan.
I was looking for something else to do, and the more I read, the more I kept coming back to hypnosis.
After 7 years of training, Matt has qualified as a hypnotherapist. treating everything from insomnia to panic attacks. Today, Matt has an appointment with one of his first ever clients.
We have a time pressure for this room because people have to be lying down and they have to be comfortable. So at the moment, I'm actually going to the clients' houses. It's not ideal. Yesterday, I was doing it and there was a dog howling downstairs throughout the whole of it.
For Matt to be able to work, furniture and clutter aren't the only things that need to be cleared out.
It's in our living room, which means that obviously I've got to get out of the house. So yeah, we all get out of the house and then roam the supermarkets for hours on end.
Hi, Pauline.
With his family evicted, Matt can get to work.
Look, are you comfortable on that sofa? Because it's
Yes.
so deep.
Yeah,
I can
it is
put
quite
some,
deep.
it is deep.
Well, nearly.
No. Let's put that there.
Yeah.
Put that there.
Matt's first client, Pauline, lives nearby and has decided to try hypnotherapy to get rid of her occasional panic attacks.
If you were to give that feeling of panic that you had, a number between 1 and 10, 1 being not really bother you at all, it's okay, and number 10 being very, very worrying, scary and very emotional.
Yeah, let's say something between 8 and 10.
From the nearby.
If Matt's clients are surprised at the results of his sessions, they're not the only ones.
Sometimes I can't believe that people walk out and go, I can't believe it's gone. And I'm like, oh, I can't believe it either. You know, it's a miracle. But they do, don't they? They walk out and go, it's gone.
It's mad.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
But did Matt fix Pauline's problem?
Yes, he did. He did, yeah. He has a nice approach. It's very close, very familiar, but also very professional. It's nice.
Time will tell if Pauline's problem has gone away for good. But for today, despite a makeshift consulting room, it was a successful session. But there's another obstacle to making this a viable income for Matt. His business is in one of France's most remote regions.
You look around you and you can see how inhabited it is. You know, there's not enough people around at the moment to make it work in English, so I'm doing it in French and starting to build with a French clientele.
But with funds dwindling, their business will have to grow and quickly.
I nearly went in my eye there.
Sorry, darling. I would say we've probably got till the end of the summer to turn a part-time income into a revenue. 3 months to get the business of hypnosis up and running and making its own way, and 3 months to finish the house, which will take us to the end of summer. And then we'll have to start looking at food banks, probably.
We're not going to starve to death, are we?
No.
Not with the leeks that we're growing down
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Check our leeks out.
On the Costa del Sol, the Jones family have just managed to avoid being evicted from their new home.
Gagging. Is that mine?
There you go, that's yours.
After spending their first night at their new address, they are now getting to know their surroundings.
I've nicknamed these mountains. This one up here is the Valley of Joy. It looks like a pair of boobies. And that one there is the Horny Mountain, because up there it looks like a horn.
Which one do you like the most?
Big boobies.
With their bar on the Costa yet to open, the Joneses are down to their last €800. But they've decided to spend 13 of them on one luxury item.
Becca was moaning, saying that she hadn't got a pool. And so we decided to treat her to her own pool. And there it is, Becca's little haven, there.
When it's too hot, you'll all be jumping in.
If I jump in that, the bloody water will jump out.
At 9:30 on the dot, the Joneses set off on their daily commute to Ben Al Madina, home to their new bar. They're hoping to open the bar this week, but they're still waiting for their utilities to be reconnected. A common problem for many British expats opening bars in Spain.
The biggest pitfalls is that the bars aren't open and they will need some work. Things like electric, water, all those will have to be reconnected. But it will take time. It could take 2 or 3 weeks.
It's been a week since the Joneses filed their request for water and electricity. But they still haven't been reconnected. This will be one more day without income, and they still need to clean the bar.
One there.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Here's another way of cleaning. You buy bottles of water, and then you've got water to clean with. You pay for water one way or another. The only thing is I can't have hot water, I've got to clean it with cold water. But we found if you leave this water out in the sun long enough, it goes warm anyway.
The bar hasn't been cleaned properly for months, so Wendy and Becca have their work cut out.
No.
That's why it stinks so much.
That has not been flushed or cleaned. That's going to need a good scrubbing and bleaching.
Nothing a mum armed with 3 gallons of mineral water can't fix.
Let's get this done. It does. But hopefully, this will give it a good cleaning and flushing.
While Wendy is up to her elbows in bleach.
That'll make it smell a lot better.
On the terrace, the boys are busy being a live advertisement for Skiver's Rest.
You did nothing yesterday. Look, you're making an old woman struggle. You're just sat there.
Once they get going, they're really good workers. It's getting them to move in the beginning. Yeah. Like all men.
Do you need some help?
Yeah, please.
Come on, start clearing this stuff out.
You get a TV. Young man.
Young man with a bad back.
I've got a bad back.
So it's all hands on deck.
I need a break.
But with no aircon in 35-degree heat, it's hard work.
I'll tell you something, last night, I was outside on the patio with a builder's bucket full of water with feet in it. Oh, it's lovely.
The Joneses now have just €650 left. And cleaning the floor with mineral water is literally pouring money down the drain. Wendy has done the sums, and unless things change, they might be in trouble.
I wanted to be open today, but it ain't happened. I've now got to feed my family for another week with no income coming in. I basically want everything ready to just stick glasses and bottles on and open the door and say, we're open. It's got to be open by next Friday now. We're really squeezing every last penny we can in order to just last out this final week.
At Sam's Bar in Fuengirola on the Costa del Sol.
1 ham and cheese and 1 chicken mayo. Do you want any chips at all with them or anything?
I'm all right with that.
Yeah, Sam? Yeah. Can you take these menus away, guys? I'll put your order in. Lovely. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
Owner Gary is hoping to cash in on one of Spain's biggest festivals, San Juan.
San Juan is massive over here in Spain. We're right on the front, and we're hoping to cash in on a bit of that.
It's not just sales that Gary and Karen are after.
It's very hot today, isn't it? It's boiling.
As newcomers, they are currently low down in the online rankings. But they're determined to get good reviews and climb all the way to the top.
You don't like it too hot?
Oh yeah, we love it.
You like it? Yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't say we love it, because there's one person who's in it for 2 minutes and says, I think I've got to move.
Who's that?
You.
This year, thousands of people have turned up in the Costa del Sol to celebrate San Juan. But for the moment, they are not budging from the beach, and what's worse, they've brought their own drinks. But Gary's sure they will come his way eventually.
If it is busy, and there's lots of people on the beach and they want drinks, and we've got all the takeaway cups in and everything, they're going to come to us, hopefully, for their drinks. It might be a bit later on in the evening, because as the night goes on, the beer runs out and runs dry, and then they're going to come over to us. That's what we're hoping.
But they've just found out some insider information.
We've been told that we're at the wrong end of it, of where it's most busy. It's more busier right down in Fuengirola. Some bars actually around here and some restaurants are actually closing early.
Despite the tip, Gary and Karen decide to stay open.
Menus? Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But obviously, me and Karen, we're taking no notice of that. We're going to stay open and we're going to give it a go. Lovely. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Choosing to ignore their neighbours' advice is a brave decision.
To be honest with you, we've gone into it eyes wide open anyway. If we were to listen to that, in fact, we listened to that, we'd be closing now anyway. One small, one large. I'm never going to assume, so is that one? Enjoy your drinks. You know, is it going to work? We don't know. Small beer, one large and one small, yeah? OK. Chocolate milk for table 6.
Staying open means that Gary and Karen will have to pay 2 staff, so there's a lot riding on this.
2 Fantas and 1 water? And a water as well, yeah? OK, guys. Yeah, just take some drinks to another table. We'll come back for your food order, all right?
Halfway through the day, it's time for Gary to take stock.
Yeah, to be honest with you, a slow start to the day. But as the day's gone on, we got our usual lunchtime rush. And that was a real good, steady afternoon.
But it's the evening when they make the most money. And with the beach celebrations hotting up, Gary's worried he might have made the wrong decision to stay open.
Looking around, there are now more people turning up, more people going out to the beach, families, taking the barbecues and the food and the drink, and there's a guy just taking his music system across the road. At this stage, I can't see San Juan for us being particularly great.
San Juan's festival is a massive part of Spanish life, held not just in Fuengirola, but throughout Spain. It attracts millions of youngsters to the coast, where they party until the early hours of the morning. The Spanish locals are all celebrating on the beach, but the good news is British tourists are flocking to Sam's, the perfect place to watch the celebrations.
Are you eating, guys, are you? Are you eating? Yeah, smashing. You're welcome to have this table then. All right, get a couple of menus.
So 2 ice creams, 1 with chocolate sauce, yeah? Yeah, no worries. A double vodka. OK. Anything else? There you go.
It's now 11 o'clock, and it looks like Gary was right to ignore the warnings.
Thanks very much, mate. Thank you. Have a nice night, lady. Thank you. Cheers. Thanks very much. And do you know what? We've had a really, really good night, actually. It picked up from about 7 o'clock onwards, it picked up. Our kitchen's just closed now, and we've had a really, really good night, surprisingly. We've not had a table spare. And, yeah, entertainment going on as well. It's fantastic, like, you know.
With Gary and Karen's fortunes once again on the up, will this expat couple manage to keep the momentum going? Haute-Vienne, central France. After leaving London, Matt and Helen Bradley have fallen in love with the beautiful rural surroundings of the village of La Maze.
We moved a bit, we travelled around France, but we keep coming back to this part of France because it's as pretty as anywhere.
Eager to live a simpler life, they are building their own house. But they're quickly running out of cash, so Matt's now focusing on getting his new hypnotherapy business up and running. He's had a handful of customers so far, and his first experiences are encouraging.
I said, so, OK, try and get up. And she got up and was like, I can walk. And I said, is the pain gone? And she said, yeah. I said, so why are you walking like that? Stand up straight. And she did. And she started crying.
Matt is trying to get his hypnotherapy business off the ground.
Grass needs cutting, but that's all it's grown in 2 weeks, which ain't bad, is it?
But the Bradleys also have their gîte to run. One set of guests has just left, and they have to get the house ready for the next.
It's neat, isn't it?
Currently, this is the Bradleys' only source of income.
Yeah, all washed up. Nothing in the dishwasher.
Are there any lollies in the freezer? Let's get down to business.
Matt and Helen share the house chores in the same way as they do the building work.
You would say that this didn't need cleaning again, is what you would say if you were doing it.
I wouldn't be cleaning it again. The total we got it for was €30,000. Helen and I have done all the renovation here, so from the double glazed windows to the upstairs to the barn.
You could just brush as you're chatting.
You see, constant harassment. So now I reckon this is probably worth about 180,000 in the, well, we know it's worth about 180,000 because we might have to sell it.
After all the work they've put into it, selling the gîte would be a great shame. To keep it, Matt has less than 3 months to grow his hypnotherapy business. Seeking inspiration, he's on his way to meet a successful local alternative practitioner.
We're going to go and see a guy called Michel, French guy.
who's a magnetizer. Now, I'm not quite sure what a magnetizer does. He uses a lot of sort of Eastern ideas. I know he's very busy. It's like how he gets on with the business side of things. So he's interesting. I'm interested in what he does and to see whether we can swap some practical ideas.
People travel miles to the small village of Jumiac in Haute-Vienne.
Michel.
Hello.
To see a colourful local character, Michel the Magnetizer. Since he opened his alternative practice 15 years ago, Michel is convinced he's had success treating all kinds of ailments.
Somebody comes in, maybe they burnt themselves, or the kids burnt themselves, he can take the heat away and he'll take the burn away.
Des fois, avec les équipes de foot, des fois on m'appelle que je vais.
Ah oui?
Ouais,
So he's saying sometimes he gets called with the footballers because they twist their ankle. He not just stops the pain, but he puts the nerves back in place.
Michel has 20 to 30 clients every week, so Matt wants to observe his work to understand why he is so popular around these parts.
Yeah, so he's saying he's looking at my energy levels, and at the moment I'm tired, which is true. And I don't know if it works. You know, if it works, well, fantastic. Interesting. Merci beaucoup. I feel more sort of energised. You know, my eyes feel as though a little bit more with it, as opposed to trying to fight the fatigue.
Re-energised, Matt gets down to the nitty-gritty. How can a holistic business thrive in such a remote location?
So those are his bookings, and that's why I've got an awful lot to learn from him. I mean, in a little place like this, it's absolutely booked out.
Matt's operating in a completely different discipline from Michel's.
He said he was born with this ability. Well, I haven't been born with that talent. I'm coming from a real practical side. I just think that we can sort of refresh, recharge thoughts and where we're going, and we can make more positive choices. Au revoir, merci.
But the visit has opened his tired eyes.
If he's getting that much business, one of us is doing something wrong, and it ain't him. No, he said he started off like that, and he said yours will build. He'd heard good things about me. I don't know if he was just being nice, but I'll take it.
Although buoyed from the visit, Matt remains realistic.
I do worry about it, you know, financially. How can it be supported? Because, of course, I could go and get a job doing some building work, but my heart's not in that anymore. It would take the energy that I need to promote the hypno. I've got much more to offer as a hypnotherapist than as another builder. There's a lot of good builders around front.
In Ben Al Madinah on the Costa del Sol, the Jones family are no closer to opening their new bar, as they are desperately waiting for the electricity and water to be switched on.
I wanted to be completely my own boss. I didn't want to run a bar under a brewery anymore, which is what we've done in the UK.
Lovely.
But these new bar owners are determined not to waste any of this downtime.
We're all hungry.
So they are testing out a dish that they hope will bring punters flocking to the bar. Cerdo à la plancha.
You can serve them all on a baguette and everything, and it's a salad and a bit of crisps on the side, and it's a quick and cheap meal for us to prepare. And I think the customers will like it. You can cook them, no matter what, on the frying pan or on the plancha? Plancha? Plancha, I'll get my words right sooner or later. Plancha. It's just basically deep frying them until they're nice and golden. Bit of seasoning, that'll do.
We're offering something that I suppose any sort of culture can relate to, because it doesn't really relate to any culture, if that makes sense. It's not Italian, it's not English, it's not French. It's just...
Now choose your words carefully, Becca.
It's just mixing it up in our own way.
But to create magic in the kitchen, every sorcerer needs an apprentice.
I like eating food, but that's about as much experience as I get. I'm really good at that.
James has to learn what Carl can do. Within 6 months, James will be able to do.
He's doing a good job. It's about time he did something.
Do you want me to eat the lettuce or wear it?
Ta-da! Oh, that looks nice. Thank you.
And this is not the only dish Carl has devised. He has plenty more clever ideas.
And here we go. A burnt Neapolitan. There you go. Bob's your uncle. Have a try. Oh.
With the bar menu sorted,
I'll pay for that.
all the Joneses need is the utilities reconnected at the bar so they can stock up on food and get ready for the opening.
One word. Yum.
But the next morning,
Nothing on.
they still have no electricity or water.
Oh. So that's it.
Everyday living costs and their 80-mile commute mean that they are now down to their last €120, and their opening day is drifting further away.
My advice is have a lot of money because you've got to live for 2 months and you earn nothing in that time.
At the moment, the situation is dire. I've got enough food in the cupboards for the next 3 days.
I'm getting annoyed about it.
You ever tried living with 2 blokes that don't get food? They've become very ratty.
The Joneses filed their request at the Spanish Water and Electricity Board over 2 weeks ago. All they can do now is wait and hope.
God! Are you all right? Have you hurt your back?
How embarrassing. You missed the whole thing.
If you lose your sense of humour, you might as well just curl up your toes and die.
I can't get up.
The Joneses may be in a difficult situation, but if they can turn it around over the next week, they may still be in with a chance of success.
Well, dire. You're desperate.
Money can't buy your happiness, but it certainly helps you along in life.
My mobile's been cut off, mine and Carl's, and hers is going to be cut off next. I'm getting frightened. Might have to sell this place before we even open it.
Next week we're going to be homeless, we're going to be barless, we can't afford the rent, we need the electric on. I just literally said, listen, I'm at my wit's end. What can you do? So we're literally just crying out for help now.
Just 15 kilometres down the road in Fuengirola, it's the height of the summer season and the start of a new day for Sam's Bar.
Oh, I tell you, honestly, God.
Its owners, Gary and Karen, have been working hard to make Sam's a success. But this morning, they are leaving it in the care of their staff while they enjoy a slice of their new life in the sun.
Will you just slow down a bit?
I'm excited.
I know you're excited.
With a parasailing trip booked by Karen, something she had promised herself she would do once the bar was up and running.
This is the guy that we're looking for.
This is the guy we're looking for. It's the guy you're looking for.
I know, yes.
Karen,
I'm Karen, I am.
Yeah. Kevin, right? Gary. You're not scared, are you?
Absolutely, yes, I am.
The port is the starting point of today's trip. After months of hard work at their bar, Gary and Karen will have a chance to get a bird's eye view of the Costa del Sol as they rise 600 feet in the air in a parachute towed by a powerboat.
These are like bloody jelly.
Not everyone is excited about it, though.
I'm really not looking forward to it. My stomach is just doing somersaults here, like, you know, but things we do for Karen.
Scared?
No, anxious.
Anxious?
That's the word. I might kind of let go of my iron or something.
Are you ready?
No, Karen, you know I'm not.
Time for a quick safety briefing.
Fire exits are here.
Up until this morning, I loved it here in the Costa del Sol.
It's beautiful.
And in around about half hour's time, I'm going to love it once again.
And there's no turning back.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's a rare chance for the pair to enjoy their incredible surroundings as they take in the views of the Costa del Sol. and also of their bar, Sam's, which has steadily been growing in popularity over the course of the summer.
I knew that we'd do okay, but I didn't believe that we'd do this well. It's exceeded expectations, which is just, for me, yeah, I'm definitely living the dream. The future is looking rosy.
It's fantastic now I'm back. I can't even in Mexico.
It was amazing. You're looking a bit green. The same colour as the sea. Same colour as the sea.
Gary might not have enjoyed the trip, but just 2 weeks later, there's a piece of news which does cheer him up.
You just want to top that up with hot water, do you? No problem.
Gary and Karen had a firm goal when they opened, to make Sam's the most popular bar in Fuengirola, and now they've reached an important milestone.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we could just have your attention, please, just for 1 minute, just 1 minute of your time. We just want to announce something that's we're very proud of, an achievement we made here today, actually. When we first started off a little over 4 months ago, we went on TripAdvisor, which I'm sure you've all heard about. And in the area of Fuengirola and Los Beliches, there at the time was 650 bars and restaurants along the coast here. Obviously, we were new in, and we were ranked 656. It was our aim, obviously, to try and get ourselves up, get into the top 100 initially, and then from there on in, try and build on it. But the day we received yesterday, we received notification from TripAdvisor themselves that the bar that you are now sat on, Sam's Bar today, we actually got to #1. Thanks very much for that. So it's obviously it's mine and Karen's bar, but we've got a tremendous team behind us as well. And yeah, we do work hard, and it's the reviews that people like yourselves you put in for us as well. And you know, we don't.
Whether we get a free drink or not.
Do you get a free drink? We actually put the prices up now. We're #1. So thanks for reminding me that. Tonight, ladies and gents, 10% on top of your bills tonight, courtesy of this man here. Thank you, sir.
After putting so much into the business, they couldn't have dreamed of a better result.
Very proud moment for us, 600 bars and restaurants here in Fuengirola and the Costa del Sol. And there it is, #1.
It's a bit overwhelming, really, in 4
It is.
months. I didn't expect it this soon. I didn't expect #1, really.
Not really, 650 odd.
Top 10 maybe, but #1.
There are still 2 months before the end of the summer season, and the big question now is, what's next for the owners of the best bar in Fuengirola? Next time, there's an important family conference.
I think a line needs to be drawn in the sand.
As the Joneses fight to keep their dream alive.
No, I don't want to go back to the UK.
Matt is on the look for clients.
Here we are, 2 people, looking good.
But will his demonstration win the work he so desperately needs?
You did something for me that really sort of changed my life.
And at the end of their first season,
I'm the cocktail queen at the moment.
Gary and Karen reckon they've made it.
Is that what you're going to give me?
And now have their eyes on a new business.
Basically, me and Karen want it.